explain. Can you see? Let me explain that. Can you see how there's an upheaval of the water here, and there's a big sort of anticyclone, right? And as what it does is it throws all the moisture up into the air, and they feed these lows that are around it. So it's sort of like you imagine there's one at the top here too. You imagine it's sort of like a disc here with 1, 2, 3, 4. There could be up to 6, 5, and there'll be 6 lows around it. And the bigger this one in the middle is, the bigger these ones will be around the outside. And it's sort of part of one system, but they all join up. It all joins up to the pole anyway, which we can't really. Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, we're not getting clouds. We can't. It's too. I wish they'd make that darker too. Anyway, so we could see the arrows and the way air circulates around the pole. But it'll give us more insight about what's happening up here. But because it's all connected, yeah, and this is sort of doing what the other side's doing, but in some form of opposition. And the hot currents from the day are feeding the cold currents at night, and they stir up, and between the hot, warm, moist air and the cold, dry air, you get rain, and that happens at these weird stages because of the moon changing tides during the day. So probably what you'll notice around landfall, more humidity occurs after high tides, because the moon drags the water up onto the land, and early in the day, and then the sun dries it out, causing a lot of humidity to form over the landmass. So all you need is then a cold draft, and when the warm air coming from the land mixes with the cold air from the sea, you get a lot of rain on the coast occur in higher numbers. So yeah, it's not always necessarily you have to have some lower so to be over the top of you. You just need high humidity over your land base, and a stiff ocean, cold ocean breeze come in and turn that into rain. So so bad luck can happen in a lot of ways when the weather. It's just amazing to me, because I just like the randomness of this whole. Well, it's not random, but it's just so complex. It just looks random to us. But yeah, to some degree, the Bureau can make really good predictions. But when it comes to guessing where these little micro lows hit, these little supercells are going to hit, peppered along the coast, it would be impossible for them. And like, I find it hard to guess, it's going to hit North Sydney, not South Sydney, or it's, like yesterday it was Wollongong, looking like Wollongong. Today it looks like bloody, Gosford, and probably even up to Newcastle too soon. It depends. It's like it seems to be moving off, and the next one's going to replace it, which I think is the last one, I hope. It's hard to tell, because I'm starting to recognise that these things can go all the way around the pole, right? More easily than they can around here, and then come back up in between Africa and us, and sort of there's this little pause in between South America, which is Africa, right? Which is sort of like a booster, and come and hit us again from, yet go all the way around the planet and hit us twice. That's how this Zoom's just really opened me up to some of the weather patterns. Anyway, I don't want the video to be too long.